It's the 7th century in Arabia. Fatima, Muhammad's daughter, is about 13 years old. She's well known for her piety and beauty, and naturally she has a few high-profile suitors. Among them are Abu Bakr and Umar, two prominent companions of Muhammad, aged in their 40s and 50s respectively, who proposed to marry Fatima. However, Muhammad turns them down, saying that Fatima is young, or, like some Muslims like to interpret, Muhammad said no because he had someone else in mind.
The Prophet ﷺ said, "Intadir biha al-qada." He said, just wait, give me some time. And then the Prophet ﷺ said she's young, meaning he had someone else in mind. When the Prophet ﷺ turns away Abu Bakr and Umar, something's up. That means he has someone else in mind for her, right? Because you're not going to turn away Abu Bakr and Umar unless there's something special planned.
Not too long after that, Ali proposes to Fatima, and Muhammad says yes. Ali is in his early 20s at this point in time. He was born about 10 years before Muhammad started receiving quote-unquote revelations, so about the year 600. He was taken in at the age of about 5 and raised by Muhammad and his wife Khadija, so technically he was Fatima's older brother. Fatima was born, according to most historians, in the first year of Muhammad's so-called prophethood, 10 years after Ali was born, and she migrated with Muhammad to Medina at the age of 12, since the migration took place in 622. The marriage took place about 5 months after Muhammad's migration to Medina and after the Battle of Badr. Ali was around 22 years old at the time. To clarify, Muhammad did not allow the older Abu Bakr and Umar to marry the younger Fatima, citing her young age, even though marrying young girls was considered normal at the time. Well, that's according to many Islamic traditions. This argument is often used to justify child marriage. They usually say that the marriage age back then was much younger than 16 and that children would get married when they reached the age of 10. Muhammad saying no to Abu Bakr and Umar suggests he was aware of the potential harm of such age gaps in marriage and wanted to protect his daughter from it. I know what you're all thinking. Wait a minute. Didn't Muhammad marry Aisha when she was just a child? Yes, indeed. Aisha was reportedly around 6 or 7 when they were married, and 9 when the marriage was consummated. Fatima was older, and with her 12 or 13 years, she was more mature than a 6-year-old child. But Muhammad still said no to Abu Bakr and Umar and married her to someone closer to her age. Quite the contradiction, isn't it? What's strange is that after Muhammad married Aisha, he made child marriage permissible in Surah 65. The context of this passage deals with the issue of the waiting period for divorce and remarriage. The Quran is basically saying that Muslims have to wait for a certain period of time before making the divorce final. The Quran says that men should wait a period of 3 months in the case of women who either are no longer menstruating or haven't even started their menstrual cycles. So, according to the Quran, Islam permits men to marry prepubescent girls and divorce them if they want to. In case you thought this meant anything other than what it sounds like it's saying, it is further confirmed in Hadith and from Muslim scholars. According to the Quran and the lifestyle of Muhammad, it would have been appropriate for Abu Bakr and Umar to propose marriage to the young Fatima. However, Muhammad declined their proposal because he thought she was too young. This decision stands in contrast to Muhammad's own marriage to Aisha, who was much younger at the time of their marriage. This inconsistency suggests a double standard in Muhammad's actions and indicates that he was aware that marrying a very young girl was unusual and possibly inappropriate. I have to say that Aisha was very smart when she said, "I feel that your Lord hastens in fulfilling your wishes and desires." Indeed, Allah always ensured that Muhammad's desires were met. In the Bible, Jesus warned us that false prophets would come after him. He told us that they would appear like innocent sheep, but in reality were ravenous wolves. He also told us the way to know if they were wolves was by examining their fruits. The fruits of Muhammad's life do not show he was a genuine prophet of God, but a predator who used whatever power he had to satisfy himself. In this instance, his double standard of not allowing Abu Bakr and Umar to marry Fatima, yet him marrying a 6-year-old child, revealed the fruits of his character. That's it from me for today. I hope you liked this video and you learned something new. I pray that the Muslims watching genuinely ask themselves whether or not Muhammad was the best human to ever live, and whether we should really follow him and his example.
What a father. I can't think of any father that does that for his daughter to that extent, right?